Hey everybody, welcome back to the Carryandcut YouTube channel. And if you're new here, I want to say thank you for stopping by and watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. So today I got a pretty cool video planned for us. I am going to be doing some maintenance on my TRM Neutron 2. And if you guys aren't too familiar with TRM knives, they are an awesome company made here in the United States of America. And this is the Neutron 2 model, like I stated before. And TRM has definitely become one of my, well, I think it is my favorite knife manufacturer here, especially in the States. They make an awesome product. It's pretty affordable if you can get your hands on them. I know sometimes it's hard to actually acquire some of these knives. They do sell out fast, and they have a really good cult following, I guess you could say. And they do a whole lot for the community. And they're kind of do it silently. It's just a really awesome company to stand behind, and if it's a good investment to make. So if you can get your hands on one of these, then definitely make sure you can do it, or at least try to. So this is definitely one of my sliciest knives that I have. I really do like that. And this is kind of this video was kind of sparked my interest here. I was watching Javon's Knife Flicks. If you guys have actually seen his channel or heard of him, he's another great YouTuber. Watch his stuff all the time. And he just made a video, at least I posted today, about his sliciest knives, and at least USA made knives. And it was a showcase of TRM knives. So I have the Atom also, and then recently I just got the new Bulldog. They sent it to me, and this thing has definitely became one of my favorites. So if you can see the resemblance going on here, these knives, they pretty much all do look somewhat similar, at least similar blade shapes, and they're really all in the same family here. But today we're going to be taking a look at the Neutron 2. I've already done a review of this knife. If you would like to look at it, it's already on the channel. It should be a pretty straightforward disassembly. I have still yet to disassemble this knife. I've had it for, geez, I think I got it last year in around February, March time frame, something like that, of this year of 2024. So I've had it for almost a year now. It is still the same factory edge, and this knife is still wicked sharp. It's they really do a really good job with their blade geometry and everything they have going on here. Behind the edge thickness is pretty much nothing. It is a really great slicer. Their MagnaCut is heat treated really well. They don't state exactly what it's heat treated to, but you can see there it is just effortless. Oh, that was kind of a bad cut right there, but still slices paper effortlessly. This is still the factory edge on it. I have touched up on the strop a time or two, but nothing too crazy. And so they are definitely a pretty cool knife, and they're definitely pretty straightforward to disassemble. At least I'm from what I've seen and look at. I know TRM, if you guys aren't too aware, they kind of have like a streamlined scale swap process. So all you do, like, you can take the scales off and swap them without having to take the pivot out, which is a very cool thing. So we have T6s here on the actually holding the scales on. The pivot stays intact to actually take the scales off to swap it. You can see I definitely got some debris going on here in that scale. I don't know if I can try to rub it down some alcohol and come off. It's definitely seen some pocket time, and I work in the asphalt industry, so it's definitely been through its paces, that's for sure. I don't use my knives for any crazy hard activities. Another really cool thing too is all their hardware is sourced here in the States. Check that out. They do a really good job with all their hardware. Okay, and then it's kind of a really cool design they have going on here. It's kind of in a sense, you can run this knife and use it without even having the liners on it. So it's kind of I guess it really is sort of a frame lock in that kind of sense. So there's our clip right there. Take it off. It comes, that's a factory titanium deep carry clip. Let's go ahead and take this side off right here. Let's go ahead and move these little screws to the other side. And we'll leave this clips on here. Well, the screws for the clip. Leave them with the clip. They're going to be longer, so that's important to take note of. And this side, these screws came off the clip side. So just like that right there, you have the knife fully disassembled. Well, actually the scale's off, sorry, not fully disassembled. But you can see it's really, a frame lock, I guess you could say. They got it's a really cool design they have going on here. And these are titanium liners also. So that really keeps the weight savings down, and it keeps, a very nice, strong, just a strong overall build quality, and just incredibly thin. I mean, this thing is a laser beam. Check how thin that is compared to, I don't know if you even want to go, the Delica is a pretty thin knife as it is. I mean, the blade stock thickness is actually, appear to be thicker on the Delica, and that is a very thin knife. And then how about the Benchmade bug out? You know, that's another one that's pretty thin, but it's still even thinner yet. So it's 0.9, it's like 90 thousandths or something like that, blade stock thickness. And it's just pretty incredible. So that's what we got going on there. So why don't we go ahead and just keep on chugging along with this thing. This knife is on washers, so we're going to use T10 for the pivot here. Go ahead and break this one loose. And this is definitely tight. They must have some Locktite in there. All right, and they do have a D-shaped kind of orientation on the pivot. I think I've seen some videos of previous knife, at least for teardowns, I guess you could say, where they didn't have well, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. It was like not a captive pivot. It was kind of like a free floating, so you had to use a T10 on both sides. But I think they actually did get that straightened away for now. All right, let's go ahead and open the blade up here. We're going to take these 3 standoffs out. So they look like they're going to be T6s also. We could probably close the blade back up. All right, so let's go ahead and get these T6s out here for these standoffs here. And these are screwed together just from one side. So there's one. Let's put them up here in my little organizer if you can. Oh shit, that went straight through. Crap. All right, keep plucking away here. The build quality is just, you know, exceptional on these knives too. If you've ever, you know, go from one of your Chinese OEMs or something like that to something like this, it's just completely a whole entirely different, you know, different ball game that they have going on here. You can really tell the attention to detail and the care that they put into these knives of what they actually stand for. It's just pretty impressive, that's for sure. So let's see if we can go ahead and lift this. Not a liner, but I guess it'd be a, there we go. All right, so we got a little bit of crud going on there, nothing too crazy. So there's our 3 standoffs. And we got our stop pin. Loctite keeps falling over on me. All right, so we have our phosphor bronze washers in there. They're a little bit dirty, nothing too crazy though. They tell you in the packaging to not overly oil the knife. I don't know if it just hurts the action or what. And then there's our pivot, come right out of there. Pivot's gonna be on the lock side. The pivots are all made in-house. The only thing they do not make in-house is their actual carbon fiber scales. I think those come from Lithuania or something like that, they said. So I'm just gonna go ahead and leave that stop pin in there. But overall, this is definitely a pretty easy teardown, I guess you could say. But I'm definitely loving, you know, the build quality and everything like that. And for the whole, you know, almost a year that I've been carrying this knife, not, you know, consecutively every day, but for a good couple times a week, I definitely do carry it. This is more of my favorite size of the knife. That 3-inch to 3¼ inch blade length is, you know, just about ideal for me for everyday carry. I do like bigger ones, but for just throwing in the pocket and going, this is about my normal go-to size. So I do tend to gravitate towards something like this, and that's why the Bulldog is so appealing to me. I really do like that one. All right, so we got that one cleaned up there. Let's keep working away. A little bit of crud, nothing too bad. And like I say, the action, they're really good on these knives. You know, it's not like a false shut action kind of deal. I don't really think it was ever meant to be that way. You know, the blade rockets out, and it is smooth. It's not just not like a false shut action like some other knives. Of course, it's not on bearings or anything like that. It's kind of a, you know, not a hard use knife either. I know a lot of the hard use knives are going to say they're on washers and stuff like that, but it is a very good, just a very good knife overall. So it's going to get a little bit tricky when we actually go to put our, let's go ahead and put our pivot back in here for now. Maybe so. All right, we'll just keep on building up from there. So we need to get one of our washers out. Let's see if we can clean these dudes up a little bit too. Normally I like to run these on some emery cloth or some real fine, not really an abrasive, but just something, you know, to take the edge off of them and kind of polish them up. But my stone is upstairs, so we're just going to wing it here. paper towel with some alcohol, and we'll just try to clean them off here real quick. And I took a little bit of gunk off of them. Just shine them up a little bit, try to create a little less friction. Can't get a hold of the dang things. And it's pretty cool on their website. You can buy these new packs of washers too. You can get like, I think it was 6 sets or 3 sets for $6 or something like that, which is pretty cool. You know, they're really great people, awesome to work with, and they're you know, they like believing in the small guys. You know, my channel doesn't have the crazy amount of subscribers the other ones do. I think I was less than 1,000 subscribers, and they sent me this Neutron too. So it's definitely pretty humbling. You know, they like to see people, you know, flourish and do good. So it's definitely pretty cool. All right, we'll just throw a little bit down on the actual washer itself like that. All right, we can throw our blade on there. And we'll have to line our pivot up just right, which I think I got it pretty well where it's supposed to be. For the most part, anyway, we get our standoffs in the right area here too. Let's see here. I need to put that square just about like that. Now it wants to move. All right, we'll keep working on that one here. Move some of these drivers out of the way. And then we can go ahead and try to put our standoffs in. So this is where it gets just a little bit tricky. We got to put our standoffs in here. And then we got to set the other, not a scale, you know, I don't even want to call it a liner, but we got to set him back on top of there. Like so. Go ahead and we'll put our blade on now. And there went my standoffs. Just a little bit tricky, nothing too crazy, nothing we can't work through here. All right, now we need to get our other washer going. What the heck did I do with it? There it is. Gotta put a little more KPL on here. All right, hopefully that isn't too much, shouldn't be. Now if we can go ahead, see if we can get these screws in here first and foremost. I imagine putting these together at the TRM factory would be a pretty tedious process. I'm sure they have dedicated people just for assembly. It'd be kind of hard to put this in. See if we can get one of them started in there. There we go, we got one of them started here. We can get our pivot and everything else engaged in the right area here. We're gonna be in good shape. Just snug those down ever so slightly. Almost got it. Pivot just needs a little bit of, there it went. There it went. So we got our stop pin back engaged in there. Real nice and pretty flush in there. The pivot is centered in there. All right, we're going to go ahead and leave those standoffs just a little bit loose for now. Let's go ahead and put a little bit of Locktite on our actual pivot here. All the tools that I'm using are going to be in the description too. If you guys would like to check them out, you can. It helps the channel. If not, don't worry about it. But they are cheap and they are effective. All right, so let's get our T10 back out and run this pivot down in. I'm sorry if you guys can hear the kiddos up there. All right, go ahead and run that one down in there. It seems like it goes in a pretty good ways there. And check our action out. Need to tighten these standoffs up too. Go one at a time. All right, check our centering. We might have to do a little bit more. The action of this thing is just incredible. They just fly out. So the centering will be right on the money. Just about maybe a little over to one side, but you can still tweak it over a little bit more with our tightening our pivot some more. You can see they have incredible lockup too. You know, that lock face, that's over 50% too. That's really good. That's what you're really, looking for. All right. So I don't know if it really increased the whole overall action of it, a whole bunch on the actual, drop shuttiness, but these knives, they fly out. It almost feels like it's assisted. All right, let's go ahead and throw these scales back on this sucker. I should have. And these thumb studs too. These are some of my favorite thumb studs. Really do like these ones. They sell these little O-ring kits. You can get in there, put a little rubber O-ring around them. Just give a little pop of color and a little bit easier on your fingers too. Should have cleaned the blade off while I had it in there. I kind of missed that step, but it'll be all right. All right, let's go ahead and close this bad boy back up, and we'll throw some scales back on it. So just as simple as that, and they do sell some really awesome titanium scales for this thing, and I'm not sure which one I want to go for first. If I want to go for the Neutron 2 or the Atom. I'm definitely going to get one of their sets of scales here this year. Hopefully before Christmas time, I'm going to go ahead and pick a set up. I'm thinking I'm going to do it for the Neutron because this is definitely one of my more carried knives, and they really do have some awesome, it's like 3D, milled titanium lizard skin. That's what they call them, and they look pretty sweet. I imagine it's going to change the whole overall, feeling of the knife and just make it that much more premium. It's already a really, premium experience, even having one of these knives, and it's definitely worth the investment. It's something that you can have for, obviously, a whole long time. Something like this isn't going to wear out overnight, so not like a throwaway knife that you would get from, whatever maker in China that, people like to get. I'm trying to, I like the budget knives as much as anybody else, but I'm trying to, phase out of those and really just save up my extra money and just get a, made in America model if I can. All right, see if I get my fingers to work here. I wouldn't mind putting a dab of Locktite on a pocket clip screw too. Never hurts. Hate to go losing one of those. All right. All right, go ahead and run that one down. And that is how you disassemble and maintain your TRM Neutron 2. We got everything all back in order in there. No blade play, solid lockup, centering's great, action's good, nice and smooth. All right, guys, appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Till next time, peace.